Don't just live for tomorrow, or just live in yesterday. Just be glad for all you have that's in today. And though you've come through many obstacles.
Hey everyone, Connie here, and welcome to my blind reaction to JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Stone Ocean, Episode 3. So, last time we got to get introduced to Gwess, the cellmate of Jolene, and her stand, Goo Goo Dolls. We also got introduced to the stand of Jolene herself. Stone Free. Now, obviously I know the reference with Goo Goo Dolls. I know the band. But I don't know Stone Free, actually. I don't know what that is referencing. So someone would have to tell me, because I just could not think of it. And I'm very wary about looking things up, because I'm afraid I'll see something I don't want to. I'm afraid I'll see a spoiler. Just looking it up, so if anyone wanted to tell me, yeah, I don't know at all what Stone Free is referencing. But we also found out that Gwess got the locket from Hermes, and that apparently it's possible that this locket has been making the rounds, so who knows who all has stand powers at this point. It's pretty safe to assume that Hermes probably does, but outside of her, I don't know. We're just going to kind of have to see. I'm excited to find out, so we're going to get into this and hope for the best. When the screen fades black, pause this redirect and go to the description below. Follow the link to the reaction, and after you watch it, come back here to the redirect and resume play. Because after it fades to black, then fades back in, everything from that point forward will be my afterthoughts and will contain spoilers to the episode. So, that being said, thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you at the reaction. And we are back, and we'll begin with spoilers in 3, 2, 1, now. So, this was a hell of an episode. It seems like it's a two-parter, and it's gonna suck to have to wait after that. But yeah, things are getting very interesting all of a sudden. So there's really kind of two halves to this episode. The first half is focusing on stuff within the prison still, and the second half focuses on what seems to be a greater threat. So let's talk about the first half. So Jolene is continuing to go throughout her days in prison when she's asked by this really cute blonde, like, no joke, like, the girl's really cute, like, really good design, really cute design. Jolene's asked by her to spare some change, just $1 to continue using the phone. Jolene obliges, but is told by Gwess that, oh, you want to get that money back right away or you're going to be in trouble. People are going to see that they can take advantage of you. They're going to see you as weak, and if you don't get that money back right away, it's just better for you to survive here. There's even someone nearby who happens at that moment to be getting bullied for that same kind of reason, because she's seen as weak and easily, like, bullied into giving away money to people and everything. So Jolene goes to the library where the blonde girl had gone to get her money back. She's refused at first, but she does something to spike this girl's drink, her coffee. And it's like, I'm not 100% sure what she did, because again, it looks like she just crushed up and grinded up a quarter. And it's like, would that make you have to shit really bad? Like, would that have kind of a similar effect as a laxative or something? I honestly don't know. Maybe it would. I don't know. It's just like that felt like, wait, what? Why did that have that effect? Um, but it did make her out to shit. Jolene was using the restroom at the time and forced the girl to pay $10 to use it. She even gave some advice to help out that other girl who had been bullied before, and yeah, pretty interesting. And she spiked another one of the girls' drinks for some reason as well. Um, she's heading out when she ends up seeing this little boy who's just like in a baseball outfit. He has a baseball, and he warns her that, okay, you're gonna have a visitor tomorrow. Don't go. Don't visit this person. Don't see who they are. Um, and because of this, Jolene doesn't hear the guard telling her to step back, so she gets beaten by the guard pretty badly, which is horrific. And shit like that definitely happens in real life. Um, but so the next day in the cafeteria, she's told by the same guard, it's like, oh, you have a visitor, come with me. She follows, and she ends up, while waiting, meeting the kid again, who tells her again, don't go in there, don't go any further. But when it's clear that she's going to, he's like, okay, well, if you're going to go, take this, at least enhance her bones. Again, I don't know what kind of bones they were, but they were bones, and they seem too small to be human, but maybe they were just a small bone. I don't know. But Jolene goes in and finds that the visitor is her father. And this is where kind of the second half of the episode begins, and where it starts to get into more important shit. So her father, Jotaro, comes and tells her that her boyfriend, Romeo, was not the one behind her getting locked up in prison and everything. That it wasn't even the lawyer. That the one who was behind everything, who was pulling all the strings, is someone named Jongali A, who we see a little previously in the episode showering for some reason. He has poor eyesight due to cataracts. A very fucking nice ass. Like, I'm genuinely not kidding here. He has a really nice ass. Like, why did they make his ass look so damn good? Like, why? Is that necessary? But either way, um, apparently he was a former follower of Dio, and because of Dio's demise and everything, I guess he's wanted revenge on the Joestar lineage, which is why has done this to Jolene and is going after her. We also find out he's a sniper, and then a short moment later, he apparently shoots at them, hitting Jolene and almost taking her down, at least taking her down, possibly almost taking her out. But Jotaro manages to save her using the world. And as they're trying to figure everything out, what's going on exactly with Joan Gallier's stand, which he clearly seems to have, the guard gains consciousness because he had been knocked unconscious by Jolene, regains consciousness, and that ends up triggering the whatever this stand is, which allows for Jongali to take another shot. Jotaro is injured, hit in the shoulder by it, but it also goes right through the guard's head, and it's like, oh, that's an instant death. But it ends, leaving us with a cliffhanger and curiosity about what's to come next. So we also got a little bit more about Jolene's past of the incident when she was 14. So that's interesting as well. And I'm wondering, is Joan Gallier going to be the main villain of this part? Because I don't know, it just seems like a weird point to introduce the main villain. Like, you think about it, like, of course, Dio was introduced right away in part one. Part two, it took, I think, a couple episodes before the Pillar Men were really, like, introduced. Like, they were shown inside the pillar before that, but it took quite a few episodes before Santana, I believe, actually debuted. Um, and then in part three, yeah, Dio again, first episode. But parts four and on, it actually takes a little more time to introduce the villains. Um, with part four, Kira isn't introduced till a good portion of of the part in. It takes a bit to get to him at all. And same with part five and Diavolo. Even though Diavolo's influence and everything and is known about, he's not actually introduced until well into the story. So it's really interesting that after two parts where the main villain isn't introduced till quite a bit in, could we be having a part here where the main villain is introduced pretty damn early? I don't know. I don't know if he's the main villain or not. I can't say at this point. We'll just have to see. But either way, it's very clear he's a threat, and the fact that he's behind this all, the fact that he's behind Jolene being here in the first place, means he's at least important. So I'm definitely interested to see where this goes, especially with Jotaro working with her. Um, I'm wondering how that's going to work out, though. Like, how much she's going to be willing to work with him, considering their strained relationship. She's already yelling at him and telling him not to boss her around and shit, so... Yeah, it seems like it's another case in the Joestar bloodline of, not the best family dynamics. Let's be honest. The Joestar family has had some questionable family issues throughout the years. Joseph had cheated on Susie Q with Tomoko, and that's where Josuke comes from. And it's like Jonathan wasn't even there for his kids or anything. And Jotaro has had kind of this strained relationship with his family. Josuke, obviously, him and his father, Joseph, old man Joseph, clearly have issues. Giorno is a whole pot of issues in regards to that, in regards to family. So it's like, yeah, it's... What are you supposed to say about that? Like, we have a bunch of, like, just bad family dynamics here, but we don't know the full extent of Jotaro's treatment towards Jolene. Only a little bit based on what Jolene herself has said. And to be fair, that is a skewed perspective. I would like to know more about it before I could actually pass judgment on whether or not Jotaro is a bad father. I could completely see him being a bad father, though. Because, again, I think I said this last time, but apparently Jolene was like 7 years old during the events of Part 4. So it's like he just abandoned his wife and daughter and went off to go take care of other shit. And it's like, he seems like he's constantly moving around and everything because of his job, but that's... Like, he was clearly putting other stuff before his own direct family. So it's like, there's some questionable stuff for sure. It's just how far it goes and how bad it actually is, we don't fully know yet. But yeah, I enjoyed this episode, and I'm excited to see where it goes. I'm excited to find out who the creepy Oracle kid is. I am interested to see more of what Jean Gallier is about. Maybe we'll see more of his nice ass. I mean, maybe. And I'm just interested how this, I guess, two-part little storyline is going to go. We'll find out. So, tell me in the comments below, what did you think of this episode of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Stone Ocean? And thank you so much for tuning in. For now, I'm Connie and I'm signing off. See y'all next time.